Greetings, everyone. Have you ever seen a situation where lies are told? And the ones who tell the lies watch that spiral out of control. I'm watching this Netflix show, and it's called Dead to Me. And it's so interesting how when people tell lies, how you're put in a position where you always have to tell more lies. And the thing about telling lies is that it's hard for you to keep up with these lies. So you end up having to backpedal or having to come up with another storyline. That must be really stressful. Then I also want you to think about this thing where someone starts something as a joke, but that joke, or what is meant to be a joke, spirals and becomes something else, where the ones who started it as a joke is now forced in a position where they have to believe the lie, because really what is said to be a joke oftentimes is a lie. And so the one who thought it was funny, who thought that they could introduce this joke, really didn't see the harm in it. But sometimes what is joke to one person, as the old folks used to say, is dead to another. But once you have put the joke out there, you're going to have to consistently try to defend the fact that it was just a joke and you didn't mean to hurt anybody by it. But once the joke goes out there, those who take offense, no explanation that you provide with these individuals will be satisfactory. It's not new that people would find ways to treat you as if you are a joke or your life is just a joke. It's not new that people are prepared to gamble with other people's lives. They don't realize that when you're gambling with other people's life, you're gambling with your own. So when you see situations where, people go and do some damaging things to other folks without regard, without thinking about the impact what they have done on other people is, not realizing that, again, in the cycle of life, what you produce, you distribute. And what you distribute is going to come back to you. As you import, you export. It's that symbiotic relationship. I was having a conversation with somebody and I was asking the person, when am I going to Africa? Because you see, it's a dream delayed. Okay, I can't go to Africa this year because I got to take care of this. Oh, I can't go because I got to do these things. And these are all responsible decisions. But when I put my pencil to paper and I'm looking at the things that I need to check off that list, and Africa always gets pushed back to the end, and I'm saying, when is it going to come forward? And it needs to come forward for one thing, because I need to reconcile with my ancestors. I need to go back to that place where I can connect with them from the beginning. And for some people, it doesn't make a difference. It's not important to them. I respect that. But in my journey, I understand that is a path that I have to take. So my point in that is to say that there's certain path that is marked out and mapped out for individuals, and each of us will have to and must walk that journey. I saw a comment and it was very profound, not on my channel but somewhere else, and the person knows things that the average person doesn't know. But what is important about that comment is that I recognize the truth in it, And those who read it and joked about it, it just went over their head to know that this person was pronouncing something, was declaring something. And if you don't know, if you're not tapped into that truth, you don't recognize it. It becomes a joke. So what was a joke for the persons who replied to it was not a joke for the person who wrote it. Huh? We have to approach life and be prepared to go below the surface. Dig deep. If you're building a house, you've got to have a deep foundation for that to stand. If you're having relationship with people, unless that is deep, it will not last. Troubles will come. The foundation of your lives will be shaken. And how rooted, how deeply rooted, you are in the ground dictates on how much you flourish, how much you grow. And in terms of structure, how deep that structure is, how deeply planted that foundation is. That's the only time you withstand the pressures of life. When natural forces come against it. How well will this stand under the pressure? These are serious times, people. You want to cry and you want to laugh. And you don't know if you should be laughing when you should be crying. You need to figure out the difference. Listen, those who told the lie will always spin the lie, will not take back that lie. Those who started the joke, when they realize it's not a joke, will always try to justify or explain that joke. At the end of the day, what the joker or the liar intends is to deceive you. The joker and the liar are one. They have the same intention. They have the same goal. And some of them will show you it like a movie. Some of them will tell you in a song, in a story, in a package. They'll introduce you to a forum. And they'll let you debate in that forum. As long as you're telling the joke or telling the lie the way they ask you to. So as you're journeying life and you're finding, your path and the direction in which you're supposed to go and grow, understand that until you extend your roots deep down in the ground, the forces of nature that come to act against your surface will be terrible or be seen as terrible, depending on how deep your roots grow. And those that are strong in their foundation, when the forces of nature act against it, it will be like a comfort to you. Rather than you seeing it as it trying to break you, what it's going to do, you're going to see it as an anchor force that holds you up. Do you get it? Listen, it's time for us to have these conversations without having these conversations. Because you know what? I don't care how much you feel strong or you feel bold. There are times when you're going to have to understand the lies or the joke and see them for what it is. And rather than explain the joke or the lies, you find an escape plan and stick with it. And you're not going to be able to carry everybody with you. There are folks that you will try to say, hey, come here, come hither, and help them to grow or to deepen their roots. And they're going to resist. Some of these shallow plants are going to go to the ones who have that floodgate, that when they open the floodgate and the water comes and just crush you and drown you. Some of these shallow-rooted ones are the ones who are going to cause problems for your foundation. Know yourself. Careful who you associate with. Careful with whom you share your legacy and your truth. Be careful who you share your food, and not just your physical food, but your spiritual foods, people. Because the jokers or the liars, they too recognize what you carry. And they're not going to allow your gifts or your truth to stop them from, running like spirits. And when I say spirits, running loose like living deads, walking, hunting for food. Be strong, but not just physically, but spiritually, mentally, emotionally. Your strength is important. It's time to build. And I'm using that word build as they do in Jamaica. Build. Watch. Observe. Understand what is being presented in relationship to what it means for you as an individual. Sometimes you know, and you have to keep what you know. Every so often you blur out what you know. But I'm really telling you, as humbly as I can present it, to say sometimes you have to hold on to what you know. It's a key to your escape. I was a little girl given this huge key that I couldn't handle, and I was forced to find the door where it fits. And I'm still searching. I'm still going through this hallway and still searching. But as I get older, I learn more and more. And that tells me I'm coming closer to that door. Stay blessed, everybody.